Jenna had always loved sunrises. Every morning at exactly 6:03 a.m., she stood on the small wooden balcony of her apartment in Portland, facing east as the sky melted from indigo into molten gold. The ritual began after her mother passed away 2 years ago. "Capture the light," her mother used to say. "It reminds you that darkness never wins for long," so Jenna captured it. Every morning, one selfie, no filters, no retakes, just her, the dawn, and whatever expression the new day gave her. She stored them in an album titled Sunrise 365. At first, it was just therapy. Then it became art, a visual diary, a timeline of healing. On day 417, something changed. That morning felt normal. The air was crisp, smelling faintly of rain. Jenna held up her phone, framed her face against streaks of orange sky, and tapped the screen. She smiled at the preview, then froze. Behind her, just over her left shoulder, stood a shadow. It was tall and vaguely human-shaped, darker than the dark sky behind it. Its outline blurred like smoke. She felt her stomach drop. "That's impossible," she whispered. Her balcony was small. No one could stand behind her without brushing against her back. She spun around. Nothing. Just empty space, potted plants, and the silent street for floors below. Her heart hammered. Maybe it was a trick of light. A passing cloud. A lens distortion. She zoomed in on the image. The shadow had no features, no eyes, no mouth. Just a silhouette. And it was close. Too close. Hands trembling, she deleted the photo. "Glitch," she muttered. She took another selfie. Perfect. Normal. Just her and the sunrise. Still, she skipped posting that morning. The next day, she almost didn't go outside. But rituals have gravity. They pull you back. At 6:03 a.m., Jenna stepped onto the balcony again. She hesitated before raising her phone. The sky burned pink and gold, calm, innocent. She took the photo. Her breath caught. The shadow was there again, not in the background this time. Closer. It stood directly behind her, so near its shape overlapped her shoulder. One elongated arm seemed to stretch toward her hair. Her pulse roared in her ears. "No," she whispered. She hadn't deleted yesterday's photo carefully enough. Maybe some corrupted file remained. She opened her gallery to double-check. Her blood turned cold.
Yesterday's deleted photo was back. Same timestamp, same shadow, except it wasn't exactly the same. The figure had moved slightly closer than she remembered. Its outline sharper now, like it was stepping forward. Jenna didn't sleep that night. She searched online for camera glitches, software bugs, malware. Nothing matched. At 3:12 a.m., her phone buzzed. She nearly screamed. A notification from her gallery, Sunrise 365 updated. She hadn't touched it. Hands shaking, she opened the album. A new image appeared. A selfie, taken from her balcony. Timestamp, 6:03 a.m.
In the photo, she stood smiling, unaware. Behind her, the shadow loomed inches away. By day 3, she stopped going outside. She locked the balcony door. At sunrise, she stayed in her bedroom with the curtains drawn. Her phone lay face down on her nightstand. At 6:03 a.m., it vibrated. She stared at it, dread pulling in her chest. Slowly, she turned it over. A new photo in Sunrise 365. She opened it. The image showed her on the balcony, but she hadn't gone out there. Her face looked pale, terrified. Behind her, the shadow was clearer now. It had eyes, not white, not black, empty.
Hollow pits that seemed to pull light into them. Its hand rested gently on her shoulder. Jenna gasped and looked at her shoulder in real life. Nothing. But her skin tingled where the shadow's hand had been. By day 4, she unplugged her phone, turned it off, stuffed it into a drawer. At sunrise, the apartment felt heavy, like pressure before a storm. At 6:03 a.m., a faint shutter sound echoed from inside the drawer. She backed away slowly. No. The drawer rattled. Her phone screen glowed through the crack. When she finally dared to open it, the phone was on. Battery 100%. New photo added.
In it, she stood not on the balcony, but inside her bedroom. The curtains were closed behind her. The shadow stood directly behind her now, its face partially visible. A thin, stretching smile was carved into the darkness. It wasn't blurry anymore. It was solid. And it was almost her height. On day 5, she didn't wait. At 6:02 a.m., she grabbed her phone. "If you want a picture," she whispered, her voice shaking, "I'll take it myself." She stepped onto the balcony one last time. The sky was a deep crimson, darker than she'd ever seen. She held up the phone. Her reflection stared back at her pale, wide-eyed. She didn't look behind her. She didn't need to. She could feel it now. Breathing. Right at her neck.
It was one of those perfect golden hour moments, you know? The sun was setting, casting long, dramatic shadows across the pavement. I saw my own shadow stretching out in front of me, and it looked so cool, almost like a separate person. So, I did what anyone would do. I pulled out my phone to snap a quick picture for my story. I framed the shot, with my shadow perfectly centered, and tapped the shutter. But when I looked at the photo, my heart just stopped. My shadow was there. Yeah, but it wasn't just a shadow anymore. In the picture, it was holding a phone, pointing it right back at me, as if it was taking a picture of *me*. I looked up, and my real shadow was just a normal, empty silhouette again. But I still have the photo, and I can't shake the feeling that somewhere out there, my shadow has a photo of me too.
Her fingers trembled as she angled the camera forward, reversing it. Not a selfie. A photo of whatever stood in front of her. The screen flashed, and she looked down. The image loaded, and her breath stopped. The shadow stood directly before her now, fully formed. Its body was shaped like hers, its face her face, but stretched into a grotesque grin. Eyes empty, smile too wide. And in the image, it was holding a phone, taking a picture of her. Her real body, frozen in fear. The timestamp reads 6:03 a.m. She felt something brush her cheek, a whisper slide into her ear. "Thank you for capturing the light." Her own voice. She woke up for her sleep screaming and panting. Thank to God Almighty it was a dream, she played, and went back to sleep.